Okay, let's start. So today's topic is smart monitoring and observability, 就是 observation, visibility in short, actually. So today's agenda, we will pick one quite, to me, I think it's very serious, but you guys may not, you should identify it, but don't think it's that serious. But from my point of view, it's very serious actually. But anyway, yeah, let's discuss later. Instance, so we can review a little bit how it's happened, what lessons learned, and so we can take a look on how to do a better central monitoring and in an effective and cost-saving way, and talk a little bit about the additional about the compliance. So the topic we picked today is a one instance, which is a okay, from that statement is from U.S. government. Is China state fund attack campaign? It's called Road Typhoon. Okay. The things happen in Singapore is Singtel found there's a hacking activities that try to exfiltrate all their not all many of their customer data, but they claim there's no data loss. Well, we don't have other angle of opinion, so we can only trust them. So let's take a look a little bit how it, because the campaign itself is not just targeting Singapore, but targeting telco and also mobile phone operators in Southeast Asia, including Singapore, of course. So how the tactic is, they usually do some research and recognitions and find some targets, and then exploit by sending them email, phishing links, etc., etc. Then they can definitely can find one or two or few victims that they have that they will click the link and then plant some trojans. Then they start to obtain do some lateral movement, then obtain the credential, of course, especially for the administrator credential, and then try to use the credential through RDP. Need not to be from external, because although not all, but most of administrators knowing that, open the RDP to the public access, even though you have MFA, whatever, it is extremely dangerous. Okay, you're just waiting for ransom or hack and whatever. But they can do it internally, right? Because we control one or two computers internally, then they can fire up an RDP through the administrator credential that they get previously, and then penetrate to your domain controller, discover all your file server, database, etc., email server, etc., etc. Then retrieve what they want, because they telco, they targeting telco. Okay, so what telcos have most things? Data, user database, right? User credential, address, your credit card, your income, or what you buy, or what the mobile you use. Use iPhone or Android. Because why I ask that? Okay, do you heard the scam from Thailand and surrounding area, which is very famous for kidnapping people, right? So one of the major, very important material they need to do those scam is target customers. So they need to get the database. So this, and they have very interesting trios of targets. They will say iPhone user is less likely can be scammed. So only target on Android user. So I'm using iPhone, but I don't think so. But that's what they say. Okay, maybe they have experience. But I don't think this one is really mainly for this scamming purpose, because what the US government said is state fund. I don't think China government is interested to do scamming because it's too slow and indirect. What they want, they just take. But they may have their other agenda. But at the end of the day, after they use it, someone will sell that data to those scammers. Definitely, I would say. So that's why I refer it's serious, it's important. But Singtel say, oh, no customer data loss. Maybe at least I'm not using Singtel anyway. But scam is just like the same as usual. But I have to tell you, compare with when I live in Hong Kong, Singapore's scamming call is 1 of 10 that in Hong Kong. I can get 20 or plus scamming call daily. Even I have those blocking tools. But Singapore, maybe 1 or 2 daily or 2 or 3 weekly. I don't know what your experience, but maybe I don't live in Singapore long enough. I don't know, but not that serious compared with the other countries. But there's a big problem, yeah. And this kind of tactic, I have to say, it happens not just from these hacking groups, but many other species. This is really typical attack tactic and flows. And you can see because they make use of the spamming email to penetrate the users, and then getting credential using RDP to do lateral movement and steal data. That can happen to every SME or enterprise, because almost every administrator will use RDP to admin Windows Server, no matter internally through internal network or over the internet. That is dangerous, still very dangerous. Anyway, so the impact is so telco and critical infrastructure is being hacked, and we can single detection and mitigation can stop the threat actually, but we didn't find it quick enough. Although Singtel say there's no data loss or error, but definitely others telco may have that, and that can happen on any other organization. So lesson learned is persistent threats to critical infrastructure in Southeast Asia and also any other telcos and company. That I have to say, many companies still have such kind of persistent threats that hiding, sitting in your infrastructure. It doesn't know that, didn't detect it because you don't have enough visibility. So one simple question: how can you find out if there is a persistent threat in your organization? Through an AV scan, see is there any strange process in your computer, or monitor your network, monitor your firewall. The answer is all of the above. But how many customer of you or you guys do also or only 2 or more? If only rely on antivirus, sorry, I don't think you can fight against those persistent threats, because when you talk to any SOC or red teaming guys, they will say, I have no time can create a Trojan that can override your existing antivirus. Yeah, that's true. That's true. But just a matter of the skill. If they're very skillful, they can make it persistent for over 6 months. If they're not skillful enough, maybe just few minutes. So it depends. But the answer is yes, they can do that. Okay. So only rely AV is far from enough. And it's very important to have continuous monitoring and instant response readiness. So in case, okay, today I tell you, or this minute I tell you, you got a persistent Trojan that in that laptop or that computers or that NAS, wherever, they may have a potential attack like ransomware or other destructive actions. So Do you have a ready playbook or procedure to do that? If this is just a laptop, I think everyone just close it and pull the plug, right? This is easy, right? How about the NAS? How about an important server? How about an AD server? What will you do? Just and maybe have a few meetings, asking your boss, then do nothing. After a few hours, everything encrypted. So this is very important to have a procedure. What if something bad happened, malware administration for that group of device or application? And what should we do on that? It's the same for like standard recovery procedure in case of the hardware failure, but not every customer doing that. So even they don't know who should respond for that or who they should call. That's bad. So it gave an extra windows for hackers to do the bad things for them. And a proactive threat detection and rapid response protocols. So also very important. So do you have enough tools to help you to even I have those decisions. I should shut it down. I should isolate from that. Do you have enough tools to do that? Yeah. So today, of course, we talk about tools, right? So key takeaway is proactive monitoring, infrastructure resilience, and privileged access management. Because yeah. So this So why is it sounds not that difficult, but actually not that easy in many sense. First of all, it's repeated telling that, oh, is it complex? Well, how is it complex? Because we have many endpoint device in different OS, in different networks, and we host server data and service in different environment. Now many of the SME or the corporate move part of the application to the cloud, but still remain some on-prem. That means we have something on-prem, something on the cloud, and people work from home, they're using own device. So how can balance the ease of use and availability and the security? That's the problem. So that's why it's complex. And cyber threats is growing. I read a few reports about maybe ransomware. 2024, they said the number of successful ransomware decreased a little bit, but I don't see I don't think it's really a continuous trend. Maybe going up again on 2025, but all the years when you see have ransomware is just going up every year. Now we have ransomware as a service, and when many different campaign groups stage fund ransomware attack. It's always difficult to fight with. Yeah, and very important that we have to got some real-time insights. Yeah, not waiting for the weekly report, monthly report for the service provider, MDR service or others. We do need something real time, and then we can respond real time. So what can you do on central monitoring? So I add one more today. But anyway, the agenda don't have Graylog, but I think it must have it. Okay, Graylog, Atera, Graylog. There are three tools that help us to do centralized monitoring in different angle. Okay, so a unified dashboard that can help you to monitor your infrastructure and endpoints. Graylog real-time log management and help you to ensure you have enough retention of your logs in case there's an incident happens. I have a real story for you that I spent in almost half the day to helping to dig some incident, but I won't tell you the name, but I will tell you some backgrounds anyway. And we have proactive monitoring with Atera. We have some predictive detection actually, so more infrastructure and help you to simplify some incident response. So because we have too many products, so I won't go very deep, but I will gradually telling you what they do. So this is Graylog interface. So Graylog, what is this? Is a log collection aggregator management tools, and it can upgrade to SIEM and provide some threat detections and correlation engine. But at the end of the day, it's a primarily a log management tools, and it is free. So open source project, so you can aggregate all your security solutions log to it. But why? Because many of us nowadays using cloud service, right? No matter it's Salesforce or many detection tools like or any others, even ESET, you have the EDR, you have the endpoint threats, right? But they don't keep longer than 19 days normally for SaaS applications for detection. And detailed logs like raw log for the EDR, it won't keep more than 30 days. Even you pay, it cannot be in terms of years. But the problem is in case you have an incident. So let me tell you the story I just mentioned. So they have a ransomware attack happens just after Christmas, okay? But they struggle to restore, and then come to Chinese New Year. Then after Chinese Year come back, they want to, hey, let's take a look. Can you help me to find out the root cause of the ransomware attack? Can you trace back where is the attack service that bring in the ransomware? But that's too late. Although we have some of the detection rules, events that we find on the cloud, but we lost all the relative raw logs, like all the process, all the file events that's sitting on the cloud. So I hardly find some clues, but I cannot prove my assumption because there's no real detection or real information that I can further analysis. So this is a strategy. But I do find like they have the problem of like the few major server, although they claim they're sitting after the Palo Alto firewall, which is Palo Alto is pretty good, right? But the attack is just penetrate through the Palo Alto and attack on their major server, and the events is our firewall of ESET keep blocking those vulnerability attempts. It happens every day, every hours, every minutes, every seconds. Just like you buy a very good lock, but you allow a thief to try to open your lock with all the keys they have, and you just think, you do a good job. Didn't do nothing. So that's very bad. Yeah, but when the first meeting with her, I asked them, do we have firewall? Do we have a network protection? They say, oh, we have Palo Alto, so it should be fine. But that's not true. Why that's happened? Because they don't have enough visibility to see what's going on the network, and the log is not, the retention is not long enough. So I suggest them, first of all, you have to review your Palo Alto, of course, and then you should have a Graylog to aggregate and store your log to long enough. All the raw log at least 3 months or more, half a year is the best. Detection event half a year to 1 year, I think is quite enough. And they don't have, you're not necessary to have all the endpoints. At least all your major security logs should be there. Then you can do further analysis, threat hunting, whatever that you can do. Yeah, so that's why I would say Graylog is very important to help you to provide your visibility. Because something real time you can see, right? But after for a certain period of time, do you still have visibility on that? Definitely not now, especially you use so many SaaS applications. So this one is very important. So Atera is a RMM and PSA tools. The pretty of that is they're licensed by engineers. So they support unlimited endpoints. So what is good is as because they can do, first of all, they do active monitoring, but they're not designed for security at all at the very first place, but it do help you to quickly respond. Why? Atera is a SaaS application, and they have to let you to do remote access and control in secure way, no matter the endpoints where it's at. So in case there's endpoint who maybe go to traveling for a conference in Las Vegas, first of all, you got time difference, and you cannot control it easily remotely because you have to in normal cases you need to wait them a week and open a remote access, maybe use AnyDesk or TeamViewer and then access their computer. That is too late. Okay, in case you find something bad on that happens on their computer, maybe they're using the hotel Wi-Fi and the Wi-Fi is configured badly, other people can try to hack it and really penetrate whatever. Then you can use Atera to stop certain service, reset the password, or even shut down their computer or patch it remotely. And we have a very good integration with Copilot, so you can generate scripts or ask Copilot what should I do for this certain incident, and they have active monitoring on your device. Like for example, if there's a fail login attempt, please send me an alert, or connective 5 fail attempt, send me alert, whatever. Then you can correct to a support ticket assigned to some engineers. Then you can have a faster response. Because Atera is a RMM and PSA ticketing system and remote management tools, and we support remote access tools like AnyDesk and Spreadshirt. It comes with your license, so it really helps, especially you got a remote user that very difficult to fast respond in the old days. Now we can use Atera to handle that. Next is Gray Cortex. So okay, we have logs for those security event, but I don't see much customer have great NDR, network detection response. But I will say it's really good and important tools to have for larger SME or enterprise, because when you have more subnets, VLANs, your network become a little bit complex. It's not really complex. Maybe you have a 5 or 6 VLAN, one for the server, one for the accounting, one for the sales and whatever. This very simple VLAN setting, right? But in that case, you've lost some visibility, or you don't have enough visibility to what's happened. So back to the story I just mentioned. If they have a good NDR solution, actually they have other competitors, but they don't tell them the story. I really it's very interesting because they're more expensive. But anyway, so let's go to Gray Cortex. So if they have Gray Cortex, definitely they find there's a attempt that already passed through their Palo Alto, and they can find out all the persistence threat, no matter there is some natural movement or CNC server callback. Gray Cortex can help you to find out in no time. We do many network audit or network discovery or rescue for customer from ransomware. Then we just put Graylog, Gray Cortex there. In less than 10 minutes, we definitely can pinpoint where is the source of ransomware, who are actively trying to penetrate, what is the natural movements happening, what kind of configuration errors on your firewall that leads to external attack, like some misconfigurations of RDP allowing anyone to try, or the one I just mentioned that they didn't block any vulnerability exploitation attempts to their major server. It's talking about mail server, right? It's very important, right? So Graylog is Gray Cortex do have a fast response because we just collect your level traffic from your core switch. Then we do AI and those IDS detection and final any bad behavior on your network point of view. So it is really, really fast and easy to use tools that help you to identify attacks and provide very good visibilities. So you will know what's going on, who is trying to do any bad things, or how the usage or the performance of your network or your services. So it is really, really good visibility tools that helps many customers to find out problems, monitor bad behaviors, and act more actively. Because we are very good at finding precision threats, which is have not much bad behavior. They may only just on and off call back to the hacker server once an hour. That usually use like HTTPS. It just look like a browsing website from the computer, but actually we can identify this is a CNC callback. This is a Trojan. So you should take a look on this computer and save money from ransomware or any hacker activities. So visibility, first of all, for network, you can go for Gray Cortex. If you find most of your SaaS application, they don't have a long enough log retention, then you go for Graylog. And if you need to do faster response and proactive measure, then you can go for Atera. Okay, next. So the benefit of central monitoring tools like Graylog, Gray Cortex, and also Atera, you improve visibility and you have better control. You can fast detect and response and reduce operation overheads. Like Atera, we have many automation tools like patch management, software installation, so you can free the hand of your other guys to little bit more monitoring. Yeah, because I see many SME, they may have one or two or three engineers. Daily, they're fixing the network, patching the software, fixing the printer, fixing the firewall rules, whatever. But they have no time to, even they have very good tools, they have no time to take a look, even take a look at that. Of course, they have a management service, but at least they have to do a little bit for themselves. Yeah, so if you got something more automate, then can free their hands to do. I won't say full time to do monitoring is meaningless, but at least they got some time to take a look of those event and logs at least once a day. Okay, so besides those security point of view, we can talk about a little bit on the resilience of your infrastructure itself, because the one I just the typhoon groups, they sometimes do not just ransom you, but they want to bring down your infrastructure. There's another way of ransoms. They may not encrypt your file. They will just say, have you guys heard about the IKEA case? IKEA, they got hacked by hackers, and they say you pay the ransom, otherwise I bring down all your computers. Then that happens, and then it takes time to restore all your kiosks and whatever. So if you got governments or infrastructure utility customer, they must think about resilience in that point of view, because that can be disaster. Okay, so of course we need visibility, we need monitoring, but how about the infrastructure itself? So we have carry a HCI solutions called scale computing. So they offer hyper converged infrastructure. So it simplifies your IT management and minimize your downtime, and you don't have to worry about the hardware failure at all, but or any downtime for you replace a hard disk or even CPU or whatever. So it helps you to lower the total cost of ownership, because if you run on VMware, their own way for high availability. You have my storage, you have the many network device and very complex to config, and the license is double and triple every year. Thank you, Qualcomm. But so many people try to think about, okay, let's move out from VMware. So at that time, they may think about, let's switch to HCI because it's much easier to do and cost effective. So with scale computing, you have a high availability and scalability because for HCI cluster, you start from 3 units. If you need more CPU, you need more RAM, more compute, more power, you can just add more nodes to join the cluster, then can host more VM in the same cluster. And it's really easy to deploy. You just plug in and power it on, and the cluster is formed, then you can deploy VM very easily. And it will help you to optimize the resources because the storage and memory is shared within the cluster. So you will not have problem of one or three units overpowered and few others is not enough. So this look like it. We have a feed manager. This can help you to monitor multiple cluster remotely, and this is very interesting. Very interested by many customers, and we bestseller actually. So they have a palm-sized computer, 3 units, then can form a high availability cluster. So if with that you can host like I think 10 Windows server without any problem. Even use one of that is complete that. There's no downtime. Okay, that too will take up the job and still running your server without any downtime. You may experience a little bit slow because they do some sync or migration, but you don't feel it for the user normally. So of course we support bigger size device for data center or heavier loading computers, but many like retail or vessels and some small branches, they may not have very much space for servers, but they do need some high availability service like some retails. You know, the system is down, they cannot take orders, they cannot issue invoice. That can be very can be a loss for them. If you down it for one day, that can be very bad, right? Not just that day of sales, but the disappoint their customer. So they will think about let's deploy some more cost-effective, high availability infrastructure in those small points because it's saving your space and not that costly compared with not possible to do ordinary VMware infrastructure in a coffee shop or a restaurant, right? Not possible. But for this unit, yeah, no problem at all. And of course, in manufacturing plants, assembly line, that's very good. Okay. So last, back to the privileged access. So for the Typhoon group attack, as I mentioned, they try to get the credential of administrators, and then they do RTP to your server. So the problem is now here is if how to avoid them. Even they got your password, they cannot penetrate to your important infrastructure. How can you take control all your access? So PAM, privileged access management, although it's very old solutions, but still very relevant for many corporate. So the product we carry is called Senhasegura, which is from Brazil. Okay, but they are in Ghana and many years. They have a very cost-effective, simple to deploy, and full features PAM in the market. Yeah, it's much easier and cost-effective to many major competitors like CyberArk, whatever. Yeah, and we have a few deployment case already, so no need to worry. So with PAM, first of all, you're meeting some regulation requirement for some compliance. you do have a PAM solutions and reduce the risk of insider threats or the credential takeover hack, like just the case we just shared. And we enhance the accountability for the for each actions. Well, I heard a few requests for customer. They will say, can I have log for Windows events? Can I have log of the to fire up alerts for some Windows event? So just curious, if you just need Windows events, why do you don't go for Graylog and log some log aggregator? So we ask question, we talk to them. Finally, they're willing to say because they don't want to say that. Usually it's like that. Some good administrator did something bad. They do something good, but result very bad. Patching the server, upgrade the driver, upgrade some of the server OS or application or library, and the important production server is down because he didn't do testing on that, or just blindly click, 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 and crash the server. But every people in the team is using domain administrators, and no one dare to say, I did that. Say, oh no, I don't, because the logs is saying is administrator, but we never know who did that. That's the problem. So with PAM, we will take out the administrator, those high privilege account from end users or all the users, even your admin, your manager, your CEO, whatever. Every people use their own access and then get administrator credential through our system. So who did that? When did that? What they did? How they do that? Will be all log and record in our system. And we can enforce MFA, zero trust access. We have proper recording and records all your behavior, and then we can have better control. And we can revoke access, reset password, or reset the SSL certificate on the Linux server without any hurdle and headache, just through our system. Or even you have, if you're running like a DevOps, such kind of microservice development, in between you have many application credential, and the people usually hardcode in the code, and no one want to reset it because no one knows this credential is used by which microservice or application. That maybe remain a weak password sitting in your system for many years, and auditor just keep saying you good password, complex password, MFA, whatever. So with PAM, you can remove all those problems, and you can enhance the productivity because they have much more easy, fast way to do remote access or the local access to your important infrastructure, and not just for server, but also like Facebook pages, IG, many others that you may have contacts that you need to share credentials that you can put into PAM. So we license by administrators, not credentials. So if you got 3 people only, then you just buy free license. Then you can manage as much as accounts as you want. So this is very important in case you don't have PAM solutions, and think about how to protect from high privilege users accounts, or how to have better control or manage or remote access. Senhasegura is one of the solutions. So we have growth for a few tools, Graylog, Atera, Great Cortex, Scale Computing, Senhasegura. Well, it is sitting in different stack on your network. It depends what situation you may start from any of that to fit your needs. But in short, it do help you to solve a few problems first, provide visibility, and let you react fast in case of incident or any problems, provide resilience, for hardware or infrastructure point of view, and also resilience from someone get your high privilege credential. You still can survive if you deploy a PM solution like Senhasegura. So this is a very short key takeaway. So centralized monitoring is very important and help you to improve visibilities. HCI infrastructure to reduce the complexity of managing infrastructure costs on hardware or on-prem. And PAM help you to comply and secure your high privilege access. So that's all of today's share. So there's a Q&A section.